Welcome back to Velluminous Gaming, and we've started up here with, this is Neverwinter Beta Weekend number 2, March 8th. And I'm going to do a full breakdown of all the races, all the classes, and really get you a little bit more of the character creation than what we went into previously. They have included the half-orc race this week. Half-orcs combine the best quality of humans and orcs, though some would argue that the good quality of orcs are few and hard to find. Blah 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 blah. As far as ability scores, they can give you a +2 Dex, Con, or Strength. They have Furious Assault. Your critical hits do an additional 5% damage, so definitely consider like your half-orc fighter. They definitely do more damage there. You gain a 10% bonus to run speed for 3 seconds when you enter combat. This effect only occurs once every 20 seconds. That's their racial ability. Moving on to human. Let's see, versatile defense. They have 3% more defense, so they're probably going to be a tanking class. You can get a +2 to any ability score with them, and they have heroic effort, which is a bonus heroic feat at level 10, 15, and 20. And that's kind of nice. Here's a dwarf. They have the ability called Stand Your Ground. You have an increased resistance to knock and repel effects. Ability score bonuses are Con, Strength, and Wisdom. And Cast Iron Stomach, you have an increased damage resistance to damage over time effects. So I really feel like the dwarf is a good cleric character, because they get that Wisdom bonus and they have increased damage resistance to damage over time and knockback and that. Here's the elf character. They have Elven Accuracy. Increases your chance to critically strike by 1%. Their ability score bonuses are Dexterity, Intelligence, and Wisdom. And they have Wild Step. You have a 10% resistance to effects that slow your movement. So that's stuff like spider webs, if they have it in here, grease, things like that. Moving down here, we're going to pick up the Halfling. They have Nimble Reaction. Your small stature grants movements, or your small stature and quick movements grant 3% chance to deflect incoming attacks. So they have higher deflection. That's more of a rogue kind of thing. 2 Dex, Charisma, or Con, and they are bold. Your fearless nature increases your resistance to crowd control effects by 10%. That's stuff like fear. Okay, the Tiefling. Blood Hunt. You deal an additional 5% damage to targets that are below half health. +2 Charisma, Con, or Intelligence. And whenever you are hit, you have a 10% chance to lower the power of the attacker by 5% for 5 seconds. And here's the half-elf. Dilettante. +1 to a non-class ability score. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. +2 Con, Charisma, or Wisdom. And Knack for Success. You are naturally better at many facets of life, gaining +1 Deflection, +1 Critical Severity, and +1 Gold Fine. They do have more races coming soon here, it looks like, so maybe we'll get lucky, we'll see Dragonborn, maybe we'll see like Warforged. That'd be really cool. I'm going to go ahead and pop with Human here, because I'm going to go ahead and make a Mage. Let's see. They have more coming soon here. Trickster Rogue. Masters of Stealth and Misdirection, the Trickster Rogue maneuver across the battlefield and strike from the shadows with paired dagger. They dodge in and out of melee, inflicting massive damage on foes with flurry of deadly blows. They do have Stealth, Bait and Switch, Bloodbath, and Thievery. Let's check out the Guardian Fighter, because I didn't really get a whole lot of stuff on him last time that I filmed. Their special ability is to block. It's to hold up. You actually hold up your shield and block the effect. They do have a encounter power that taunts nearby foes to make them attack them. So they're the aggro magnets. They're your tanks. Fighter's Recovery. You steady yourself and gain vigor of the fight by come by temporary healing for a large portion of that. Wow, that's written really weird. You steady yourself and gain vigor for the fight to come by temporary healing for a large portion of the damage you deal. And their special skill is Dungeoneering. I believe that's the same as the Cleric. Now, Cleric has a religion. Control Wizard here. Let's look at the Cleric. Okay. They have Astral Charge, which lets you dash between enemies, Healing Word, Flame Strike, and Religion. Okay, Control Wizard. Their special ability here is Magic Missile. You're going to see that. That's their main primary attack. That's the way that they build up their meter there. Mage Hand. Punch your target with an Arcane Fist, dealing high damage and interrupting their abilities. Ooh, ability interrupt. Arcane Singularity. Call into existence a massive singularity. And their Arcana. You collect magic items to sell and can interact with arcane objects. These interactions often give you a bonus to combat skills. Of course, the primary ability score for wizards is going to be Intelligence. They have, I don't know why they went and did that. They put Wisdom as my +2, which I think is just dumb. As you'll notice, oh, hey, they finally got it where it's rolling more stats. How about that? Now it's actually rolling the stats. Previously, last weekend, you were stuck between a select amount of possibilities here. So this is really kind of cool. I'm going to see if I can get a 20 intelligence and compare it here and roll again to another 20. So 10 strength, 10 con, 8 dex, 20, 13, 13. And we'll roll and see. Yeah, right there. 10, 8, 10, 20, 13, 13. Let's see if we can get another 20 pop up here. 8, 10, 10, 20, 13, 13. So it looks like no matter what, this is going to be, these balance out, and then these are kind of going to balance out here. But it is nice that they have changed it to an actual roll. Like, there's still presets, it seems. Like, you're kind of in a point buy system. It looks like you're only allotted so many points to go wherever. I can't get a 20 in intelligence again, can I? Ugh. Oh, there it went. 20. Let's go ahead and roll. Try and get a 8, 10, 10, 20, 13, 13. See if we can do that. See how long it'll take us to roll back around to that. There was another 20. Sorry, I'm clicking way too fast here. 20, 20, 10, 10, 8. 28, 10, 10. So we'll have less strength. I really don't think that'll matter because I'm going to be casting spells. That's really kind of the idea. Wisdom measures common sense, perception, self-discipline, and empathy. So not really sure why they have secondary ability as wisdom. Like, I can kind of understand charisma, like, but wisdom, eh. I would think that more than anything it'd be like dexterity so that you have some AC. But we're gonna go, we'll just make a quick character here, customize. Let's see if black hair is actually black this time. Clicked on the wrong thing. Give you blue, natural, or glowing eyes. We can give you glowing eyes. How about that? They don't really seem to be glowing. Well, they do have some kind of interesting looks there. Still not a lot of options, I feel, as far as character customization goes. Oh, maybe it's just me. Okay. Horns, of course, you can't do unless you're a member of Tiefling class. Scars, face scaling, you can mess with all sorts of body settings and that. Like, you can make them real heavy, fat, make them real skinny. They do have all sorts of actual scaling options here as well, so we'll just we'll continue with him as he is. Here's what I want to get into. These are backgrounds. They don't actually have an effect on anything in game, is what I've been told. They don't have an effect in game. You can choose where you're from, and like it's just basically your character background. It's your backstory. It's what you were before you came to Neverwinter. And they have all sorts of locations that you can pick from. Of course, you can come from Neverwinter, Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, the Dragon Coast, Cormyr. We'll make myself a purple dragon from Cormyr. I'll be a war wizard essentially. Again, there's no real difference here as far as like what god you worship. They don't really have any effect on the game other than like maybe at some point it'll be some kind of optional thing like, oh, if you're a servant of Ogma here, then you'll be able to select a certain option or something like that, but I really don't know. Okay, purple dragon, woo! I'm a war wizard. Oh, they've added an intro movie this weekend.
Hey, are you all right?
Wow, there's actually... Okay.
Thank the gods. When I saw the Dracolich attack the ship, I was afraid there'd be no survivors. What brings you to Neverwinter? Adventure? I can guarantee. Riches? Up to you. As you may have noticed,
your next objective.
the necromancer Belinda is assaulting the city with her undead. Plenty of opportunities for an inspiring adventure to make a fortune. Search the wreckage along the shore from the pier. It's dangerous to go unarmed right now. When you finish, head up to the camp at the top of the hill. They've got a nice warm fire up there. You'll feel better once you've dried out.
Press I to open your inventory. Double-click an item to equip it.
Now I have a floating ball orb thing there, you can see.
To toggle mouse cursor and mouse look modes.
Okay.
The quest tracker displays current quest objectives.
So he has a teleport. His like the Guardian Fighter has a shield block. The cleric has dash. Looks like this guy has a teleport, kind of the same as the rogue there. All right. Well.
Good to meet you. It's good to see someone survive the attack on the ship. Although we stopped Valindra's main force, the battle is far from over.
Get first aid to wounded soldiers on the battlefield.
Mindless undead who lost their masters in the fighting. To make matters worse, the enemy is raising our dead to use against us. Acolyte Naaman is performing a ritual of Kellenvor to lay the wounded dead to rest. That is sure.
And there's the magic missile attack.
I must stay and make sure Naaman finishes her ritual. Could you search the battlefield for any wounded we missed and send them here? After you finish with the wounded, go to Del McCourt's camp and tell him our situation.
Well, magic missile's pretty darn powerful, I feel like. It's got a good range on it. It's definitely got a longer range than some of the cleric spells, that seems. It also seems that I'm not getting any experience for killing these guys, so I'll run back to where we were at here. Oh. I need to make it to a camp, so we'll just kind of run past these guys. No sense in killing them if I'm not going to get experience. Alright, now I'm level 2.
We were lucky to drive Valindra's forces.
The level guide displays everything you get for leveling up. It may also offer important quests.
Let's see what we got. I have a new at-will power, Ray of Frost. Awesome. Let's go ahead and go down the dailies, encounters, at-wills, etc. of the wizard. So daily power, the first one you're going to get is called Ice Storm. Unleashes a massive wave of ice, knocking away enemies and leaving them briefly prone and adding chill. And then you'll get Oppressive Force at level 6. Creates an oppressive magnetic force that dazes nearby enemies and then explodes after a brief delay, dazing them further. On cast, you build a stack of Arcane Mastery. Next up, at level 11, Ice Knife. Summon and slam down a huge blade of ice to leave your foe prone and add 3 stacks of chill. Looks like Ice Storm levels up at level 14. Does more damage, it looks like. Oppressive Force levels up at 18. Ice Knife, again at 27. Ice Storm at 27. Or 20. Ice Knife at 26. Ice Storm at 27. Oppressive Force. Arcane Singularity at level 35 creates powerful singularity that sucks all enemies into a large area. When cast, you gain a stack of Arcane Mastery. Looks like you go clear up to level 55. Arcane Singularity jumps up at 46 and 55, and then your Paragon power there at level 60. Encounter powers, Chill Strike. Hurl a powerful icicle, stunning them and adding chill. At Spell Mastery, the icicle now shatters on impact, also damaging those around your target. Entangling Forces, stun your target, pull them into the air and choke them for a short period of time. Duration increased for each stack of Arcane Mastery. Spell Mastery holds foes slightly longer, and when first cast, enemies near the target will be pulled towards them. The Spell Mastery is kind of like the Cleric toggle. Remember, the Cleric's primary attack was this lightning bolt kind of throwing attack, and if you toggled, you would get this healing mode. I can't remember what it was named off the top of my head, but you would enter like healing mode, and instead of throwing lightning bolts, you'd be throwing heal, or like a damaging beam. That's kind of what this Spell Mastery here is. It's going to be a toggle skill that I'll get later on. Conduit of Ice at level 7. Turns target enemy into a conduit for an icy storm, dealing damage to them and reducing damage for enemies around them for a short period of time. Damage is increased by 5% for every stack of chill, and those effects are constantly refreshed. Now adds a chill effect to target hit by conduit of ice and increases the size of the area effect with Spell Mastery. Repel. With a powerful blast, push your target away from you at high speeds. Distance increased based on stacks of Arcane Mastery. Spell Mastery now affects multiple targets. Chill Strike levels up again at level 10. Rave Enfeeblement. Over several seconds, deal damage to your enemy and decrease their damage and mitigation. Debuff duration increased based on stacks of Arcane Mastery. Spell Mastery gains an additional charge, and if recast on the same target twice, will double the effectiveness of the debuffs. So that's cool. Entangling Force levels up again at 16. Icy Terrain. Freeze the ground around you, briefly immobilizing targets hit by the initial freeze, then adding chill to enemies that remain on the ice. Foes who reach 6 chills will freeze. So that's kind of cool. Spell Mastery can now cast at a target location, so that'll allow you to cast at a distance there. Conduit of Ice levels up at 19. Steal Time at level 20. Steals time from your enemies, slowing them while charging up, then shatters the stolen time to deal damage and stun targets based on how much time you stole from them. The stun and slow are further increased based on Arcane Mastery stacks. Spell Mastery, you and your allies near you receive combat advantage and a run speed buff for how much time was stolen. So that's kind of neat. That's a nice little haste there. Repel levels up, Chill Strike, Ice Rays. Let's see, Ice Rays. Blast 1 or 2 targets with icy beams, briefly immobilizing them and adding chill. First cast of this spell puts a rune mark over your target. Second cast will fire both the rune mark target and your current target. The spell effect is increased if both beams are fired at one target. Spell Mastery deals 50% more damage, immobilizes for an additional half second, and adds an extra stack of chill. Entangling Force, Rave Enfeeblement, Conduit of Ice. Let's see if we got something new here. Paragon Power at level 40. Shield at level 45 forms a constant shield that's diminished by incoming damage. Shield absorbs a large amount of damage if not diminished, and recovers if undamaged for 5 seconds. Can be recast. Pulse the shield outwards, damaging and pushing enemies away from you, but removing the shield's protection. Push and cooldown are improved based on stacks of Arcane Mastery. So that's real neat. Shard of the Endless Avalanche at 50. Man, I can't talk. Summon a boulder from the chaos of the Eternal Avalanche, and then use the follow-up power to hurl the boulder through your enemies, knocking them prone. Standing near the boulder will slowly build Arcane Mastery. Eventually, after being created, shortly after being hurled, or after impacting 2 enemies, the boulder will shatter, dealing damage and knocking back enemies. With Spell Mastery, the shard can now be dropped at a target location and will prone targets it lands on. That looks like it for encounter powers. At wills, you got Magic Missile, Ray of Frost. We know what those do, or we'll at least be seeing those. Magic Missile and Ray of Frost level up at 8, 12, 21, 23. At 15, we get Chilling Cloud. Attacks your target with a swarm of ice crystals. Third hit of this power also damages enemies near your target, briefly reducing their attack and adding chill. Paragon power at 30, chilling at 32, Paragon 39, chilling 43, Magic Missile, Paragon, Ray of Frost, chilling zone. Class skills. Level 10, Chilling Presence, increases the damage you deal by 2% for each stack of chill on your target. Orb of Imposition increases the duration of your control powers by 10%. That's a pretty good one there. Think if that's a minute, then that's an additional 6 seconds there. Paragon power at 30, 42, and 55. General. We know what those are. I went through those at the intro there. Feats. Let's see here. So starting out here, we have Controllable Action, Weapon Mastery, and Toughness. Toughness increases your max HP by 3, 6, and 9%. You may want that as a wizard. Weapon Mastery, 1, 2, 3% greater chance to land a critical. And you gain an additional 0.2, 4, 6, 8, and 1% of your max action point when you cast a control power. See, I don't think that's enough to be worth it, you know? In the long run, yeah, it's going to be, but, you know, you're going to be casting your action power quite a bit. Moving on to the second tier here, Fight On. Encounter power cooldowns reduced by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's really nice. You create 2, 4, 6% less threat with Battle-Wise. That's also very nice. Not really going to be worthwhile if you're soloing, but if you plan on being a group, it'll be worthwhile. Wizard's Wrath, your zone powers deal 2, 4, 6% more damage. That's also pretty good, so I'll probably stick into cooldown as well as this. Third tier here. Your cold powers deal an additional 3, 6, 9 damage to targets affected by chill. Lightning Teleport. When you kill a foe, you restore 2, 4, 6, 8, 10% of your max stamina. Arcane Mastery. Your arcane power deals 2, 4, 6% more damage, so that's nice. Next tier, Learn Spellcaster. Increases the amount of bonus damage intelligence gives you by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%. So that's where your high intelligence comes in there. Oh, Prestidigitation, my favorite spell of all time. You and your allies gain 1, 2, 3% increased stat ratings. That sounds very interesting. I might stick into that. I'll find out. Focus Wizardry. Your area of effects deal 3, 6, 9% more damage when they strike a single target. And it looks like your Paragon Pass here. Oppressor, Thaumaturge, I can't pronounce that, and Renegade has control feats, damage, and tactical feats. And we'll see here. The first one, the Oppressor. I'm just kind of going to mouse over these. There's no sense of me reading all of these out because I just feel like it's not worth my time to read them all out. So if you want to see something in particular, just pause. I'll try and keep these on here for like 3 to 5 seconds a piece, so you get a good second to pause. Okay, the next tree here, the Thaumaturge. I have really no idea how to pronounce that. Okay, and here's the last tree, Renegade. Alright, and from here we're gonna blow through and let's see.
Thank you for it. I'm afraid I have a gruesome task for you.
Collect arrows from the battlefield. Okay.
Wizard allies still harassing us for something undead. Private Hortodon is trying to drive them off with his archers, but the short-term ammo search the battlefield.
So here's Ray of Frost.
Take them to Hortodon.
I will answer your questions. Velindra had a Dracolich under her control when she attacked Neverwinter. I don't know how Velindra got a Dracolich. Perhaps a deal with the cult of the dragon. The important thing is that we deprive her of it.
Well, it definitely seems like Magic Missile does more damage than Ray of Frost.
From there, it can possess the body of another dragon and be reborn. This Dracolich's spirit has not departed yet. I am trying to bind it here. If it cannot return to the phylactery, we may be able to destroy it and deprive the Mindra of a powerful ally.
Doesn't seem like the skeletons really care to attack me, so I'll just... Ooh, a chest. How nice.
We must drive the... Thank you for that. More undead are attacking Neverwinter. They're boiling out of Castle Never.
Seems
and
I got a
the
new...
Sleeping Dragon Bridge. If the bridge falls, they will enter the heart of the city. Protector's Enclave. I must stay and deal with the Red Wizards. Please, go to the bridge and aid the defenders. Destroy the undead soldiers near the gate to our north so it may be opened safely. Then talk to Private Wilfred. He will get you inside the city and show you the way.
Okay, this here is Chill Strike.
Be careful. These undead are more
Ow,
aggressive than
dang.
others who fought. Tempest grant you strength.
That Chill Strike takes out full... Kill undead soldiers near the gate. There we go. That wasn't so bad. And I should get a new orb out of this quest. So we'll see if they look differently.
You're looking a good deal fiercer than when you washed up on the beach. Clothes drying out by the fire would do you good. My mother always says warm clothes make for a warm heart.
Travel to the Sleeping Dragon Bridge. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be very similar to the last intro here.
We must go to their aid.
Tap any direction to teleport away from enemy attacks.
And I still got hit by it. Yeah, Archer's coming in behind me. Alright. Whoosh. See how far I can throw these shards here. He definitely does have some decent range on him, I'll give him that. The wizard can throw spells from a distance. Clear back here.
What in nine hells is that?
Whoop, dodge. Dodge, duck, dodge, something, dodge. Dodge, duck, dive, and dodge. Ah, health potions, finally. Well, that was my daily. Probably should have held off on it for the boss guy, but that's great. The archers are firing at me, but I was out of range. Well, this dude's dead. Wow, I called that, didn't I? Felindra the White. Here's the daily again. Hey, I froze him there for a second. Ooh, dodge! Whew. And we'll finish him off with the daily here. Alright.
Right-click an unidentified object and select Identify. Use the scroll and reveal
Alright.
the item stats.
Now I have new shoes that give me 2 defense. Oh, there was Private Wilfred.
Sorry. Should have been more cautious.
Hang on, I'll get help.
Stop her. Lord Neverember is no saint.
Yeah, this guy's gonna die.
The alternative.
Yeah, he just croaked there.
Neverember fails here. Felindra will rule.
Oh well. Whiny kid voice there. Okay, hey, wow, it kind of threw us in at the south gate this time. Last time we would go to the north gate. So this is a little different. Oops. So no real big differences in the city so far that I've seen since first weekend, other than they might have thrown on some other things like, oh, yep, the bank, the courier. They've thrown on a bunch of Stables, streets. So they've thrown on a whole bunch of little map locations on there. Okay, they've moved what's his name around now, Sergeant Knox here.
Protector's Enclave needs your help. Wilfred is dead. Damnation.
Oh, and apparently they're going to switch over to this treasure chest method of completing and getting your reward. That was kind of something that I showed you, I don't know, maybe I showed you that with the,
We lost a lot.
with the foundry.
I understand you lost quite a few of your belongings when the ship you were on was destroyed by the Dracolich. I can't offer you much, but I can supply you with some off-duty clothing. I'm sure you're going to want to relax and get out of your combat gear at some point. Talk to Supply Sergeant Green. He's just west of here, through that tunnel. He'll get you sorted out.
Let's see here.
Hello, adventure. I heard about.
Ah. Okay. Fashion button here. I don't see the fashion button. It's saying the fashion button. Oh, here. This. You can equip Peasant's Tunic and Peasant's Garb. Yeah, I'll probably just stick with that. Oh, I do have a new orb. Let's see. Plus 26 power. Alright. Ew, yuck. You cannot move through other player characters. That could be bad for later on, but we'll get into that later. Let's see, who am I supposed to be talking to? Oh, I'm supposed to be going out the door. Enter the halls of justice. Alright, well, we'll enter this here. Talk to the gate guard. I don't know who they are, but they came up as red, so I'm throwing magic at them. Yay! So this is definitely new. This is something they didn't have last weekend. We'll kind of run around here and get you a good showing of it. Let's see. I definitely need to be using that Ray of Frost to slow these guys down here. Requires thievery. I don't have any thievery lockpick things that will allow me to do that yet. Requires Dungeoneering on that one. Shooting the wrong guy. Wow. Okay. Let's see here. What we got? Here's a treasure chest. Nature kit. Let me guess. Yep. Allows the use of nature with a 65% chance of success. So if I... Oh, that's nice. If you have them in your pack now, you don't have to go get them. You can, it'll auto do it if you're carrying them in your pack. Ooh, man. So, jeez, 1,000 points healing. That's pretty crazy. Definitely need some more controlling attacks to start out with here. Freeze them all, I guess. Looks like that's the way that we need to go. As always, watch out for mimics. Ooh, an amulet. Okay, let's see. Plus 10 max hit points. Yes, please. Wizard needs food. I've noticed that it wants to throw a magic missile out at people after they've already gone down. So that's kind of weird. I guess it's just a targeting thing, but still. Okay, watch out to the sides, because that's where they always pop out from, right? See a sniper, a hexer, and a recruit. Dailies. Dodge! Stay here, I'll stop them. More importantly, I will grab this loot on the floor. Haha. They do have lore scrolls hidden about. They just add more to the game, background story and that. And you can pull them up later on if you want to read them. If you're in the middle of a quest and requires a religion kit. These shrines grant you bonuses, so it's kind of a nice thing to be a cleric. You get those bonuses. Use the secret switch to open the gate. Okay. Probably that guy told me it was on the bookshelf or something. Oh dang, there's dead bodies here. Zombies attacking. You may be asking, why did I, you know, start attacking those guys when the zombies would have taken them out? More loot. I'm a loot whore, I'll admit it. Okay, let's go back up here and heal in that first here. See if maybe there's a treasure chest or something back over here. No, just a campfire. Another thievery skill kit there. I can see there's a little counter. It's hard to see, but there's a little counter there. When you hit them, it brings up that little frost icon on them. And there's a tiny, itsy bitsy little counter on them. Hi. And that counter raises C2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And once you get so far, it'll freeze them, it looks like. Alright. And I'm betting this is probably like a, yeah, Dungeoneering to interact with it. Of course, you know, last weekend I was like, oh, I don't have any, there's no Arcana character, so it's impossible to interact with all these. And now, like, everything's Dungeoneering, of course. If you notice the map there, it looks like I'm running a little off kilter there to the map. Your map's a little out of place. That's okay. Yeah, so it looks like after about 6 charges they'll freeze in place. What we got here? A belt that I can't wear. Definitely a lot bigger intro dungeon than the last time, that's for sure. Wonder if they've changed all the intros based on your character class. Ooh, an Orb of Respite. Let's see what that does. More power and recovery. Yes, yes, I will take that. Oh boy. That was unexpected. We're gonna lure this skeleton back here. And then that way I can do this. Alright, that was good. Looks like I got another orb already. Let's see. Lethal orb. 11 power and 3 critical strike. Okay. Looks like there's another nature thing. 65% chance to use them. So that's definitely changed from previously. It's probably so you can't just, you know, carry around those all the time and depend on them, get free stuff. They probably also raised the price on them too. That's what they do. Yay, beta. Alright, this video is getting a little long here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it here and I'll come back with a second video.